my crafty friends. Nana K here with NanaKDesigns.com and the Altered Book Nook on Etsy.com. I'm still working on my paper bag journal. This is the cover I made using a paper bag. And I've added a few things to the journal. I added just a simple pocket here with some of the pieces of elements that I'm going to add to it. I haven't put the bows on these yet. That's the very last thing I'll do at the end when I go through everything and make sure everything's like I want it. Just a couple of journaling cards that I've already added stitches to. I have a whole bunch of stuff pre-made over here. A lot of stitching on all this book. This book is full of machine sewn elements, and so it's going to be kind of a very unique book for me. I don't always do this much detail in the sewing, but over here on the side pocket, I've got one here that's got stitching on it. Of course, that's the waterfall we did earlier, but I've gone in and I've put some elements inside the pockets. I've filled the pockets up here. Again, a lot of stitching on that one, and that's all I think I've got done in that one. Then this is the other one I haven't got my elements in, so that's what I'm going to work on now. So some elements in there, and I've done this cute little journaling spot here. I got a little white showing there. We're going to go ahead and ink this card up and get it into that page. There's a tag behind it, just a piece of the lined paper down to give it some journaling spot, and then a little tuck spot right here. I'm going to keep the elements in this, or the inserts. I call those inserts. I don't know all the technical terms for this stuff, so I just make it up as I go. So bear with me if I say things that you don't quite understand what they are. But I'm going to keep these things not bulky. This is probably going to be the bulkiest piece I've got because that adds a lot of bulk, and I really don't have but a 1-inch spine over there, and I've got to get both these signatures in that little area, and I don't want the book to pop out too much. And we've got a magnetic closure, so I got to make sure it's not much beyond that. So that's where we are. So what I'm going to be doing is, as you see over here, I'm just going to put my cover aside right now. As you see over here on the side, I got a lot of elements already made, mostly tags. So we may have to cut and make a few extra pockets because we don't have a lot of pockets in this pre-done stuff. I got a packet here left from where I did the altered book in the Wildflower Melody design. So I still have a lot of stuff here that I'm going to be able to cut out. I really don't need more tags, I don't think. And I've got some other stuff here that I can make pockets with. So I've got a pouch full of things here that we're probably going to make a few pockets in here. I'm going to pull out those because they're just thin enough to make pockets with. I can make pockets with the journaling, some of the journaling cards, and I may cut some of these tags off and make pockets out of them. But like I say, I don't have a lot of pockets that are pre-done in this particular kit. And pockets are just simple to make. They're not hard to make using elements like this. So that's what I'm going to do, I believe. If you will bear with me, then that's my goal, is to make some pockets out of some of these printed pages that we've got. And I've got quite a few. So set those aside a minute. I've got some over here in my drawer that I was working on, and I really think I want to do a pocket using this design. So not a whole lot. This is when I cut the, let's see, this is what I cut the, tuck out of right here. So that's another thing. This is another tip or trick that I can show you, is if you've got printed stuff and you want to make little tuck spots, they are really easy to make, just cutting out some of the graphics on here. Just like right there, that one little flower there, I really don't want to lose it, so right quick. Yeah, I'm not going to use that for a pocket. I started saying, did I just mess up my pocket I was planning? But I'm going to cut this out real quick and show you what I'm talking about. This is just going to be simply another tuck spot somewhere. It'll be a smaller tuck spot, but it doesn't take up a lot of space, and it just gives you another textured element to your book. And me, I like a lot of interactive stuff in my books. When people are flipping through it, they want to be able to pull stuff out, look at it, feel of it, touch it, slide it back in and out. And these textured items really go a long way. So there's a touch spot. I'm going to lay it aside for something. And I think we're going to do a pocket. Let's see. Let's look at our pages and see what we've got. And I'm trying to keep things kind of flat the rest of the way through this journal. Okay, I don't want to do a lot of bulk. That's all I'm trying to say is I really do not want to do a lot of bulk. Okay, I like that. This was a misprint, so we're just going to cut some of that edge right there off. I'm definitely going to make this into a pocket. Matter of fact, I'm going to cut all that green off because I'm going to want to put a thumb tab in it, and I don't want part of the green showing, and then anyway. For my purposes of this particular pocket, I am cutting the green off. Of that one. Misprint anyway. I'm definitely going to make a pocket out of this one, so I'm going to set it aside too. That little bit of the last little bit I'm going to throw away. I'm not going to try to salvage. Okay. So let's go with another page. And I like, this is a busy, kind of busy. It'll be a really pretty tag sitting there. So that's what we're going to see if we can find a tag that will go there. That's nice right there, but there's nothing showing above it. But I like the color. Oh, we could go. There's a pocket already pre-done. That's too busy. That needs on a plain page. Let's see if we can fit one of our, oh, that one would be a perfect one. If we can squeeze this into there. That's what we're going to try for. We're going to try for this step. It matches. So let's go for it. You know, that's all I can do. And this is what I do a lot when I am designing. I don't necessarily have a plan, and I really don't necessarily have a plan for this book. This book was done last spring when I created the Wildflower Melody digital kit. Good Lord, I get my words just want to get lost. When I created the digital kit last spring, I started this book because I was just watching videos, and I watched, did Kathy Patterson? No, it wasn't Kathy. Oh my, there's a specific lady I watch a lot. Anyway, she was doing these paper bags, and I thought, well, I'm going to try it. So that was my effort of trying to do a paper bag journal cover, and I love it. So one of these days, I will either find who it was that done the video of it and post that on this video so you guys can reference it, or I will actually do my own video, because I did change it about a little bit, which is what we all do in this industry. A lot of us will see somebody else's work, and then we will go in and create something similar and change it to our, that looks perfect. So see how easy that was? That was a flat design. It's going in there with no problem whatsoever. And over here, I really don't want it. I don't really want it. I think I want a belly band. Let's see. We have a really pretty belly band right here with a tuck spot. That's a belly band with a tuck spot. But I really don't, I think I really want to go with there. Yeah, that would be better on this purple. So we're going to grab that belly band. All right, so let's take this page out for a second. Now turn mine that way and move it for a minute so I'll know exactly where it goes. Like I said, I've already cut and trimmed these, so you don't want them to be messed up. And I want that top. I'd rather cut it off from the bottom. So we're going to glue this top. And that's all you do on a belly band is just the top edge. I'm not even going to stain it because the front of that's stained. And I think I'm going to push it to the side just a little. And if you hear something in the background whining, it is my little doggy. He wanted to come over here with me originally, and now he realizes his daddy is outside and he wants to go out. So I may have to cut the video off and go dispose of Toby outside. He has to stay on a leash, so he's not. I can't just open the door and let him go because he will then scour the neighborhood. And we have herd dogs next door. We have a beautiful Hispanic family next door who has a little small farm, and they've got cows and pigs and goats, and they've got their own herd dogs. And if my dog decides to go over there, he won't live long because they will attack him. They are very protective of their little herds over there. Not that the dogs are normally vicious, they just are not going to allow another dog to come into the yard. So give me just a second. Let me go carry Toby out, and I'll be right back. But there you go. It's just simple designs. We'll get a card put in just a second. Again, that's a little bit of a purple design. I'd really rather have some. Really prefer to. That's another pocket, so we'll set that aside. We'll need that in a few minutes. I need some journaling cards. Let me see if I can make my own here. I might have some in this little packet. Oh. Really, I could make that into a journaling card by cutting that off. I just got myself in a mess here. Don't have a lot of journaling cards for this set. May have to make some more. That's not an ideal situation, but because I'm really trying to use up scraps, and that's what you see. These packets are kind of leftover scraps of things I had left from the prior book that I made. And if you ever want to see the Wildflower Melody altered book, there is a video, I think, still available on YouTube of that. Okay, so I'm going to leave this one square. I've rounded out so many, we'll just leave this one square. Okay, so there is a tuck spot there, and then there's a small tuck spot here, and I've got some really teeny tiny things here that we can just tuck right there. There you go. Not easy enough. That's a tuck spot. Let's slap that back into the book before we have a mess here. And I am making a mess on my floor. That's okay. Nothing that can't be cleaned up. That little rascal can go back in there. All right, we might do one more page because my husband has informed me he is ready for some lunch. And in this household, the women folk do not keep the men folk waiting. And not that he's demanding, guys. I don't mean to make my husband sound like he is demanding. He is very, very non-demanding, bless his heart. But I am just so grateful for him that I want to show him some respect when he tells me he's ready to go get something to eat and just carry him on to do that. I'm the driver right now. I won't be long, guys, because unfortunately I have to have major surgery next month. And I'm saying March, no, April. In April, I have to have major surgery. They're going to do the pre-testing and some pre-op stuff next month, and then I go into major surgery, and I will be out of commission, according to my doctor, approximately 12 weeks. He says I won't be able to lift things, climb upstairs, anything like that. So I will have so much time to be able to sit here and do this. So I will have a whole lot of videos in April. If I'm not in a lot of pain, and I shouldn't be after the first few days, of surgery. It should all be, the worst of it should be over with. All right, we're going to make this into a pocket. Just a simple pocket, guys. What you just saw me do was find my center point. And I'm going to come right in here and make my thumbnail, or my thumb tab. All right. And then I'm going to ink this up, and I'll This is only kind of a strong paper, so I don't think I'm going to do anything, and I'm going to make this real simple. I am going to make this simply. I'm not going to put a card in here. I'm going to make a journaling sheet to go in here. So this can be lightweight. It doesn't have to be heavyweight. At least for what I'm going to put in it now. I hope somebody, if they get my this journal, which is will go up for sale, by the way. This is not one I'm going to keep. I am going to put this up for sale. And guys, I've started gluing this, but for safety's sake, right here, I am going to do a little trick of the trade. I'm sure all of y'all know about that. I'm going to add a little extra layer right here on this. And that's just going to give me some added strength across this top here. So just bear with me a minute. I should have done all this before I glued the back, and I've now laid this on top of my desk, so I'm going to have a little puddle of glue there. That's okay. I need to do this. Make sure I sturdy up that edge. Okay. It'll take me about a minute to cut it up and flip it all back. And this is something you would do. If you're going to use a thin paper to make a pocket, it is always a good idea to do an extra layer of protection right along that top area, because you're going to be putting stuff in and out of that area, and you do want a little bit of strength on that edge. Let's go back in and punch that back out. And we're going to re-ink it. All right, now go back and do this again. Down this edge. Across that bottom. You know, this is a pocket. So we're going to do the three sides. All right, let's get that down. This pretty bright yellow spot here. I want to say above the protector, the corner protector, but I want to say way away from that edge, because you don't want so much bulk right there at the edge of your paper that's going to be sewn in. You want to keep all your bulk towards the outside. Just a little tip I got from Kate Maurer. I wish I knew where Kate was. I usually watch all her videos, and she hasn't been on lately. I hope Kate's all right. Anybody knows a little, and you're watching my video, please let Miss Kate know that I'm thinking about her. Okay, that's going to work. But what I want to do with this is something different. Okay, I've got this piece of paper that I cut off of something. Okay, and I am going to fold this in thirds. I'm sure you guys know how to do thirds somewhat, I hope. You just kind of roll it over, press down. We're not after perfection, not after perfection at all. But all we're going to do is make us a writing spot to go in there. So you can pull this out and journal on it. I do want to decorate it up just a tiny bit. I'm not going to do anything major. I have some flowers up here. We need to stick with the wildflowers since that's what we're working with. And not necessarily, but I would prefer that. Something along that line. I don't want it to be too fancy. All right, I don't like any of that already, I can tell you. I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to pull out something and cut his eye now. I think I am. I say I am. I had something in mind, but I can't find it. So at this point, they may not be doing that. Got a cup there. I wanted to keep this simple. You know what? I did have a flower that had a top. What did I do with it? That's perfect. I'm sitting here scrambling through, and my brain just said, hey, you already got one. So let's grab it. We're going to do this right here in this corner. Leave it open for a tuck. They can stick a little something in it. That won't be a problem. Just going to glue just at that little bottom right there on that corner so it's not glued completely down. I'm not even going to stain that one on the edges. And on this top corner, I'm going to grab one of my beautiful iridescent stained glass butterflies, and that is if I can get the plastic off. I do have a hard time getting the plastic off these, guys. I do not understand why. So I may not use it. There it goes. If I can just get my fingernail under it, once I get it started, I'm good. But it is getting it started that is a problem. And then about the time I thought I had, oh, there it goes. Okay. Woo, that's a job. All right, and that's going to go up on the top corner like that. So there is my journaling spot that is going to go inside of here like this. And I might want to stamp one more little thing on there. Since we were going with the flow here, let's do the flower there in that corner. It doesn't really matter if it's perfect or not. Okay? Just a little something. But you can always add something else. So that was simple. All right, so this is what we're going to be doing with this book, the remainder of this book. I will try to keep the video going on these books like this. This one's only been 30 minutes of you seeing the few little things that I've been doing. But that's what I'm going to do for the remainder of this book. And I will come back on and do one more 30-minute video before we finish this book up. Adding just journaling cards and journaling spots, flat things. This does have writing pages in it, as you see. So I've already got some pages. It's already got the pre-printed writing pages in it. And we will come back and do another video, at least one more, maybe two. And then I'll come back and do a flip through of the completed journal when we get it sewn in. So this is Nana Kay signing off. Have a blessed day. Please like and subscribe. I really need to reach that goal of 500 so I can get my freebie started. Check the description down below for all the sites where you can find us. We have a Facebook page. We have a coffee page. We have a Buy Me a Cup of Coffee page. We have Nana Kay Designs and the Etsy.com, the Altered Book Nook. So visit us often, and we are going to do our best to give you tips and tricks on making junk journals and tips and tricks on designer journals. What is the difference between a junk journal and design journal, you may ask? Here is my version of a junk journal and a designer journal. A junk journal is exactly what it says. You are taking things that you have laying around your house, like this and this, and you are just actually going to use these items like this, and you are going to make pockets, tags, journal card, pages using junk elements, which also may include printed pieces like this, but they are pieces that have been printed from the use of another book, and you've got leftovers and you're going to use those up. We're still talking about the junk journal, things like that. Also, the possibility of using old greeting cards, just things of that nature, guys. I use a lot of stuff. I use doilies, old postcards, old postage stamps, tickets, old photos, all those kind of things that you've got laying around the house. That's your junk journal. Of course, adding your lace and all. Your designer journal is exactly what this is. This is a journal that is made from a designer kit using strictly elements or photos or design elements from that kit. There's not old junk in here. Now, that's not to say that we wouldn't take one of these cards like this and cover it and stick it in the journal, because we may need some larger cards. We will do that, but for the most part, a designer journal is one that I have actually gone online, found a person who designs journal pages, and I have downloaded their kit. So that is my version of the difference between a junk journal and a designer journal. So again, Nana Kay signing off. Hope to see you again soon. One more video coming on this before we actually put it together and do a flip through. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.